Hey guys, welcome back to Mama T's Craft Closet. I am Mama T. Thank you so much for joining me. I just recorded a whole bunch of stuff and realized that I didn't put on my microphone. So I have to re-record everything because nothing was heard because I had the receiver for the mic in my phone. So I did all of that talking and nothing was recorded for sound. I am a work in progress and always will be. Isn't that the beauty of life? Well, today we are going to be doing some wire wrapping. I'm really excited. Wire wrapping was something that I started with many years ago, and I started doing it with Tree of Life pendants. This was a Tree of Life pendant that I made quite a few years ago. That's with Mookaite chips. So I usually use chips for the leaves of the tree because it just gives, they're pretty organic in shape and things like that. So it gives that really cool organic kind of look. This particular one here, when I did it, I actually didn't have any brown wire at the time. I wrapped brown wire around because it matched the Mookaite the best, but the base is actually a silver. So I need to make a new hoop so that I can actually wear it. So I like to use chips because they have an organic quality to them, like I said before. Another type of chip and one that I've made stone with before is called fluorite. I don't know if you can see those there. They look like, almost look like sea glass. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be taking this base, this earring base. It's just a little kind of egg shape, I guess. Egg shape? Yeah, that looks like an egg shape. Hoop. And I'm going to be doing a technique, a wire wrapping technique on it with really small little, I think they're 3mm beads. And I'm going to show you some pictures right now of the different wire wrapping techniques and pieces that I have made in the past that I've sold so that you can see some other examples of things that I've done. And in there, you'll actually see a couple of pairs of earrings that are going to be using the same technique that I'm going to show you guys today. So you'll see in those pictures some examples of techniques that I've done and the exact technique I'm going to be using on these earrings today that I'm going to be sharing with you. So enjoy. So along with those pieces that you've seen there, these are some rings that I've made. This is with another type of jasper. These are all wire wrapped. You literally just are wrapping the piece. Whoa. They're all different sizes. I try to do different sizes so that way they can be worn, by multiple different people. Give some varieties. These ones are really cool. These are with just beads. Just some really pretty, colorful beads that I've bought. Oops, a little hair on there. There we go. They remind me of fireworks. I thought that was a cute technique. These are some other ones that I've done that are newer of a technique that I've started doing. They're literally just wrapped, a small wrap, and then these kind of rolly beads in the middle. So this one has the 4, these two have 3. This is a rose quartz, I believe. All right, so let's get going. All right, guys, here we go. Here we go. All right, so the base we're using for these earrings is going to be this right here. Most of the time, I actually make my own loop. And the ones that you saw previously in this video, I made my own loop. These are actually like pre-made ones that I found, and I don't even think, from looking at them, I think they're just like a casted kind of thing. Doesn't look like it's really like wrapped. But I'm just going to use this as the base. So, and here are some beads that I have. For this particular style, I like to use ones that are about this size here. They just give a prettier look. So we're going to be doing a silver base. So let's see. There's those in that. Oh, you know what ones I really like? We're going to use these. So I have lots. Sorry, I'm like trying to find a place to put these. All right. I think we're going to be using this blend right here. I just love the colors that are in here. The kind of turquoise blue, kind of like a teal. There's some browns. There's some white. Really, really pretty colors. So what we need when you're doing wire wrapping with this particular kind of design, you do want a pretty thin wire. The higher the gauge number, the thinner the wire. That's just how gauging works. Don't know why they do it that way. You would think the higher the number, the thicker the gauge. Bigger number, bigger gauge, but no, it's the opposite. Bigger number, smaller gauge. So for like the base of this, I would do an 18 gauge. But this one's already done. I'm just going to use a pre-done one. But for the wrapping part of it, I'm going to use 26. This is just soft flex craft wire, silver non-plated, non-tarnish, which is great. It's one thing with silver wire that you can get into that trap of getting it that it tarnishes. There we go. Okay, so take this off. I think that's a little one. All right. So for this kind of thing, you really don't know how much wire you're going to need to do the full wrap. So you do want to leave yourself quite a bit. I mean, you can add, it's almost like doing crochet and stuff. You can add wire if you need to. So the tools you're going to need are some wire cutters. This brand I actually get at Tractor Supply. Love Tractor Supply. You can get them online as well. These are actually thicker, heavy duty ones. Xeron is the name of a company that a lot of wire wrappers use. These are for pretty heavy duty, thick wire. So, and some of the wires, some of the higher gauges, like the 18 gauge, the 16 gauge, that's pretty thick. So you definitely, you know, need a higher gauge, because what happens is if you're using, and this is actually the same brand, this is the Xeron brand as well. If you're using a higher gauge wire and you don't have a pair of pliers or cutters, wire cutters that are going to cut it, then you're going to end up damaging your pliers. So that's a real bummer. So again, another pair of the Xeron. These are really nice, kind of flat, really tiny get in there kind of thing. So I'll have those as well in my cutters, along with, I think that's all I'm going to need actually. Get my glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. That'll be good, won't it? All right. So like I said, I'm just going to cut a length of wire here. And I'm actually going to take this little guy off the end because it's going to keep getting in the way. So I'm just going to separate that a little bit and then take that ear wire off. All right. So one thing you want to do when you have your wire is see how it's got these little bends in it and everything. That was the other tool that I want to get. So they have nylon jaw pliers that you can get. And those are really good for straightening out the wire. So like these right here. So this is nylon that's in here, and you're just going to start at one end and literally just, if I could get it, pull it through. It's going to take out any kinks or bends or anything like that. See? So then that way you have a nice kind of flat all the way down. Now, the one thing I have to be careful about when I'm doing wire wrapping is my cat, Ari, loves to eat the wire. So I'm surprised she hasn't come up here yet, because usually she will do that. So you're just going to get a starting point and you're just going to wrap and just get it wrapped around your piece. I've never used this, oh, and actually I don't want to do it that way because I'm going the other way. So because this is my lead here, I want to make sure that that is going this way, because I can't wrap. I'd be getting things kind of tangled up around each other, which is fine. I mean, the thing with wire wrapping is you do need to kind of, so there, you're just going to wrap this around a few times just to get it started. and then pinch it together like that. And this is where these pliers come in handy. These ones here. You're going to want to keep, I could have gone a little bit more with my own hand on that one. Wire is really sharp too, so be careful with that. It can get, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've actually poked myself. So all I'm doing here is just crimping this down to that, and I'm just giving it a little bit of a twist to tighten it up if it will tighten, and then I'm going to push this right up to the edge. This is where, like, you can see my nails are short. I bite my nails still. Yes, I'm 49 years old and bite my nails. It's an anxiety thing. But the cool part is a lot of times I try to keep my thumbnails a little bit longer because they are good for this kind of thing. But for when I'm doing clay work, I don't like having my nails long because then I end up making marks in my clay slabs that I have. So there we go. So that's how we're going to start it on the piece. And then we're going to just feed a bead onto the end. I'm going to start with the kind of teal color, I think. I should just randomly pick whatever color, but I'm just going to literally just push that down there to the end. And then we're just going to set it up. So we want the wire, we want that to be on top. So it's almost like that's going to sit up there. And you want to keep wrapping in the same direction. I'm just going to feed that through. And these are actually a little bit bigger than the beads I was using on the ones that were in the pictures that I shared earlier in this video. And then you decide how many times you want to wrap. Like here I did one, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to do 4 again. So just pull it through 4 times. And again, just push it up tight. Ta-da. And you're just going to keep doing that. I'm going to add a bead. And again, I'm just going to randomly pick a bead. So whatever comes next, comes next. I'm not going to think too much about it. I think about things way too much all the time. So I'm trying. And if you want more of a space between these, then do more wraps. You know, do 5 or 6 or however many you want. And then again, yeah, keep going the wrong way. You want to keep the wrapping the same direction. All right, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit because you don't need to see me just sitting here wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. All right, so as you can see here, as I'm doing it, I haven't gotten that far. I got a nice kink in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that out, and then I'm going to get those nylon pliers again, because the thing is this wire is so thin that it will break. Kind of, not, I wouldn't say easily, but it could break. Let me actually get this on here before I go too far. Oh, I was going the other way. That's why, Tanya. Okay, try it again. Pull that through. All right, now that I have a better grip here, then I can get that kink out, because what will happen is if that continues, there we go, to kink up like that, then it could break. Like I said, this wire is pretty thin. So, and you can see, actually see that in there? You can see the little bit of the dent in the wire. So you want to be really careful with that, because it can kink up pretty easily. All right, so we are almost finished on this one now. Every time I'm wrapping it, I'm, pulling a little tighter. And you can see there are some that I only did 3, some I did 4. It's really not that noticeable. I'm not worried about it, I mean, I am my own worst critic. But when you are doing it, you do want to make sure that you are pulling pretty tight, so those wraps that you're doing around the base are nice and tight. I think that looks really cool. I think it's really pretty. I love wire wrapping. I just think we're gonna put on one more. And this one's a cool one. It's got some like brown in it, or some orangey mustard kind of color in it. So this will be the last one. And we will essentially finish it, whoops, the same way that we started it. So that should be, do one more. Okay. All right. So these are a little more spaced out than I want them to be. Just kind of squish them with my fingernails here. Do you see these hands? These are crafting hands, you guys. These are crafting hands. Dry. You know, like I used to get my nails done all the time, but then I can't craft. So yeah, that's a good spacing. I think that's great. And honestly, so this is how we finish it, right? We're going to cut off this little bit, leave a little bit of a tail, just like that. Then we're going to tuck that tail with these here. And simply just going to push it down and like kind of twist it at the same time. So then it's going down, just like that. Ta-da! There we go. Huh? Oh, am I on the screen? Hopefully, there we go. And that's it. So, I mean, you can look on the side to make sure that everything's lined up pretty good, and it is. But yeah, super simple. We'll put the ear wire back on. And just crib it like that. There we go. All right, guys, let's do the second one. So I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to run out of wire. The first one I had too much. This one I'm going to have too little. I should have measured it first. But I can use this piece that I had left over from the other one to see, to get it to work. But let's see actually how many more I need to do. We've got, so 4 more. I think I'm going to run out of wire. But that's okay. That's an easy peasy fix. So I have 2 beads left, and I've definitely run out of definitely have run out of wire. So we're going to clip this one. How am I going to do this? I'm going to have to troubleshoot here. So what I have to do is undo this. And there we go. But I can't even tell. All right, guys, so there they are. Not too bad, huh? Not too shabby. All right, guys, so here they are. What do you think? So much fun and so easy. Like, wasn't that easy? Super quick, just wrapping, and literally no time at all. And you have a beautiful pair of earrings. Cool part is you can do this with any smaller beads. I think the bigger beads you get may be a little trickier. They'll be heavier too. That's the only thing you want to keep in mind. The more beads you have or the bigger bead you do will be heavier. But I mean, how much fun are those? I just love them and I love this color combination. So yeah, so those are them. Pretty simple, pretty exciting. Thank you guys again so much for watching my videos, for joining me, subscribing. The goal is to get to 500 subscribers. So the last I checked, I'm up to 35. 35. When I get to 500, then that means that you can get into some member only content, means that you can support me by doing super thanks, which I really don't know what those are yet, but I'm going to find out, and just help support me in this adventure that I'm on. So just want to say thank you again so much, and make sure to like and subscribe and comment. Thank you to the people that have been commenting and interacting. It's been great. I think my cat's going to make an appearance here in a second. Nope, maybe not. She's just in front of me stretching. But yeah, thanks so much, everyone. And I hope you have a great day. Bye. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.